Do you know what I'm about to say if you followed this channel for some time? Do you? What's bad, YouTube? And welcome to everybody and their mothers finding out that some cards are harder to get in the Megatins than others today if they opened any from OTSs. Now, of course, some people are going to get lucky with their case. They're going to find 2 prosperities in there and go, oh, maybe you were just unlucky. Clumping is a thing in modern product, but half printing, short printing, where in previous years there weren't. Also, vendors are probably splitting theirs open to fulfill pre-sales, that sort of thing. And yeah, TCG player Pot of Prosperity is now skyrocketing towards 48. But don't let this snapshot skew your whole perspective and create FOMO on this card. There's a YouTuber by the name Stop the FOMO, and I would do exactly that right now because look at this, $35 still, $37, $38, all on eBay. You know, there's multiple platforms you can still buy off of, and it's smart to look around. I know I used to do that more on Market Watch, but it became less of a necessity outside of the pre-sale ranges, and then the big boys stepped in, you know, Tier 0, you have Yu-Gi-Oh! Daily, Gamer's Choice lately, all doing pretty good prices versus a lot of this, especially Dark Magician Girl and Blue Eyes. I would applaud Konami. I'd give props if those were the only short prints within the tins, but this is just terrible for the community. These half prints, short prints, messing with ratios in a flagship product that previously had none of that going on. It's bad for the vendors opening it. It's bad for the player base. And all for what? To try to sell this again in a future product you're not as confident in? Like, oh yeah, let's go ahead and put Pot of Prosperity or Droplet in that next Duelist pack, because Duelist packs are doing so bad. It didn't even save that. What is choking out modern product is the ratios, causing people to not want to open the product in the first place, so it sits there lower in price. And then also people are chasing after these cards without the knowledge, going in and finding out the opening product just isn't what they want. So then everybody starts relying on the vendors a little too much, and there's the good ones, and they end up selling out oh so often. And now it's like in a day sometimes, my sponsors that do massive, really big case pulls, they end up also selling out in just a day to 2 days sometimes. And it's crazy to watch that. Yeah, they deserve it, like putting it out there, trying to make a path in the community. Remember how long it would used to be 2 weeks for products to settle, and they really help kind of put a gauge of interest and also like realistic estimated value pull chop ups? Well, that's what people are having problems with right now, right? What's half print again? What am I going to end up pulling? How should I sell these cards right now while it says pre-sale on TCG Player? People are having problems with that. But some prices are pretty good still for pre-sales, like Crossout Designator. And I think the Red Eyes actually looks really good. I saw Crush Cards pull it. Ghost Bell at, you know, under $5 for a Prismatic Secret Rare. Ogre under $3, and competition will rise on these cards. I think within this opening weekend, unlike a ton of products in modern history though, you will see some attempted buyouts this weekend one, and it may take 2 weeks to see realistic prices settle. Like Dark Magician Girl and Blue Eyes are being heavily targeted by the OCG. I've talked to multiple people over in Japan now, and they want these versions of the cards. They're stuck with ultra rares that are like $100+, and they like this version more for some of them, although DMG is the censored American art. Then you have Droplet. What, this is its 5th reprint. Why bother half printing that? You had Lightning Storms and King's Court. Why bother doing that too? It's like they just want to use these as selling points, pat themselves on the shoulder when they finally do put it in a structure deck after pulling Lightning Storm already out of a structure deck. It's confusing to me. But again, there's a reason why the MSRP is up on the tins, and they're sitting there this low while it is pre-seller locked on TCG Player. Do keep that in mind, that people don't want to crack these open necessarily as much, seeing how the product has changed, and that's been plaguing modern product for a while. Now, it's not just, you know, the Megatin cards that are in there that are affecting prices. Of course, what's not in the tins, like Battle of Chaos isn't in the tins, but other Flunder cards are. You see Advent of Adventure getting bought out. A lot of people have been speculating on this. I didn't want to pull fuel on the fire. I've seen it in the buyout groups. I've seen it all over Facebook groups. I've seen it on Twitter. Everybody saying, get yours sooner than later. And it was really a big push into it coming down in price as the deck saw less play. But as the tins approach, as the reprints are here, it is going up in price, of course, towards $15, $16. You have Drytron Nova, as Herald has its reprint and is cheaper. People are going in on this. The quantities are lower, and it now has a market price of like $13 with the lowest listings at 13s. I think last I covered it, it was like 10 or 11. Guardian Chimera is kind of sitting stale-ish. It had its dip also as we're in the off-season for Yu-Gi-Oh!, but regionals are still being played. And again, with the rest of the deck getting reprinted and it being a really good fusion monster for the branded decks, people are looking at it, and it's around $34, $35. It's been kind of up and down if you've been watching that graph, though. Mystic Mind best deck. Ojama Duo getting the respect it deserves around here. It's on buyout mode for its original Circuit Break version, as well as the 2018 Mega Pack version, and there's no other reprint. Collect a rare win, you cowards, Konami. Next up, we have Des Frog. We've covered this already going up, and the regular near mint common for Shadow of Infinity is around $4 to $5 now, and the DR4 always being a problem here on Market Watch, it is around $27 for the lowest listing. It's getting kind of ridiculous. Wait. The actual active lowest listing with 5 of them is around $36 before it's $90. Yeah. It's so funny seeing like historied cards in Yu-Gi-Oh! Find their place in a max rarity, even though it's still a common, am I right? Red Resonator is a common that you might not pay too much attention to, but be aware you have $1 to $2 out of bulk. If you're sleeping on this, it's even out of Structure Deck Soul Burner, which has plenty of its own value to offer over time. So there's some extra money you might have that you didn't know you had that is being teched here and there. Trickstar Light Stage, maybe this is Banlist Hopium Copium. A lot of these are going up. I had somebody message me on Facebook with a lot of things that people weren't letting go in the room at the YCS, and this was apparently one of them, and it has followed suit online that it's going up in price for pretty much every single version of this, and that's kind of entertaining in its own way. Yeah, come on, bring it back. It was because of the Orcish engine. Hyperia is also an interesting card he brought to my attention that spiked recently that I did not know spiked, and is around a $5 card. I would have thought $2 maybe if somebody offered it to me on it. Nope, it's around $5. Spell Canceller, maybe the out to Mystic Mind, who knows, everybody's trying something. The Secret Rare is on buyout mode, and the DR1 version is also respiking despite almost every single version of this being ultra rare over time besides the one common. You have Psychic Wielder being a pretty cool tech, and that is up in price for its holographics despite a Grand Creators rare reprint of it. IP Masquerena, Secret Rare, and Ultra OGs are going up in price. The other versions are kind of chilling because actually people seem allergic to gold rares, but do be aware these are going down in quantities and very, very quickly on this front page. Up in price, especially for the Prismatic Secret Rare version. And then we have Eradicator. It is up in price for the Legendary Collection Kaiba Collection version. Again, good against Mystic Mine. And you have other holos that are kind of slept on, but still going way lower in quantities than I recall before. You are stuck with commons that are around $1, so you don't have to worry if you're on a budget. But if you gotta flex some holos in your deck, you're mad paying for max rarity and still starting to pay a bit much for mid-max rarity. What do you think about how the Megatins are playing out here early? It's starting to have some panic set in from the community as they open at OTSs. They don't have the cards they want. They're overgoing for it, while people are also learning as vendors, oh yeah, maybe I don't have as many of this card as I thought I did, as they start to open these and they pull their listings. Obviously, less listers on Prosperity out of this top range, except for Blue Eyes, which did get bought out today, and many other cards have plenty of listers already trying to get that value out of the lower side of the tins as they wait to see what settles. I would not be too scared. When it comes to reprint histories in the 10s, mid-30s would be the max I would expect, and it's still that on eBay as of recording this video. But I am not a financial advisor. I don't know the future of card prices, and we'll have to wait and see how week 1 does play out / weekend 1, and if there's any deep pockets doing targeted buyouts, and how things will settle through the 2 weeks. As lister after lister with these 10s, there's still going to be tons of people ripping them open. We'll have to see how that goes also. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed the conversation. I will be back to streaming, like I said, Friday, hopefully, as long as nothing else goes wrong. Everything has been keeping up pretty well. My computer's having some memory issues here and there still, so I'm going to try to figure that out. But should be streaming. And again, thanks for watching and putting up with me. I'll try to have more of a clear level head when talking about the Megatins on future videos.